Ta-da! Rear main seal off. Damn, all I can see is my boobs. Good morning, Chemo Sabis. Well, I don't know if it's morning for you. Today, I am working on the Audi. Plan was to pull the engine that's in it and get the new engine prepped to install. Problem is, it's pouring rain outside. I don't really care though. I gotta make content for you guys, so I'm just gonna have to suck it up and film. And unfortunately, that means Charlie has to help.
I'm freezing my giblets off.
I prefer Charlie with his giblets, so this kind of sucks. Oh well, let's work on an Audi. Here sits the Audi, poor thing. So the wheels that are on the Audi right now, we got the Junkyard for $25 a piece with a tire, but the tires are crap, so it doesn't really matter. And we got some new center caps. They're Audi center caps from the internet because it was missing 2 of them, so it's got a brand new set. So we just gotta get tires for this thing. It's got new bushings and suspension parts in the front, which is awesome. It was already replaced. So this should be a good car once it's done. I can't wait to do the detail on it. And since Charlie is now keeping this car, it's gonna get vinyl wrapped. So that's gonna be fun. Charlie, what color do you want to vinyl wrap it?
I haven't decided yet, but I'm thinking like a matte metallic root beer brown. I think it's called Java Brown Metallic. It's a really cool color if you look it up online.
Ooh, what is this? Okay, we got the Audi engine on a stand. Now I'm going to pressure wash this thing. And obviously I'm gonna plug up all the holes before I pressure wash it. That way I don't get water.
Plug up all your holes.
Shut up. So the object of today's work is going to be, I have an oil pan gasket, a valve cover gasket, a new timing belt tensioner, and a rear main seal. Plus there's a new clutch and flywheel. And there's a few parts on the 1.8T that's in the car that need to transfer over, like the oil dipstick tube is broken. So those will get transferred over probably when we put the engine in the car. Charlie, what are you doing?
Plugging all your holes.
I don't find that very funny.
You did a minute ago.
I know. How about that engine though? Ooh. Came out not bad. Ended up using oven cleaner. I didn't record this because I didn't want my camera anywhere near. I mean, if you're gonna do a V8 swap, I'd say this is good enough. Yeah. People are like, why are you doing this if you're gonna do a V8 swap? What's the point of putting a 1.8T back in it?
Because I need a vehicle so that I can sell this giant turd.
Vanamajig's gonna go bye-bye. Well, Charlie left. Now I'm going to take care of this valve cover since it's at the top. I might as well start at the top. So I'm gonna pull off the valve cover and change this valve cover gasket. Should be really simple. Looks like 11 or 12 10mm bolts. I got it off. There's a little bit of sludge. I guess it's not horrible, honestly. Most of the sludge is just near where you fill the oil up with. It doesn't look that, I mean, obviously, yeah, there's some sludge in there, but I was expecting it to look a lot worse. It doesn't look horrible. I want to get the surface cleaned up really well. It was leaking right here, and it was leaking over there a little bit. My OCD is killing me right now because I want to make this engine like brand new again, but I have to stop and realize this is a junkyard engine and it's a cheap project car, so I'm not going crazy on it as much as I'd love to. If it was my own project, I would. I actually took oven cleaner to the back side of the valve cover to try to get as much of the sludge and gunk buildup as I could, and I ran out of oven cleaner. Like, I literally used everything I had. So I got 90% of the gunk off there. There's still some sludge, especially like inside, in between each spark plug. There's like little gunk inside there and in the corners and stuff, but for the most part, it's nice and clean under there. So I just gave it a good shot with some brake clean, so that way the surfaces are nice and clean, and it's sitting in the sun right now drying. About to put the new gasket on the engine and stick the valve cover back on. Are you inspecting my work?
Oh yeah, not that I don't trust you.
I wanted it nice and clean, so. All right, valve cover is installed, it's good to go. All these 10mm bolts on the valve cover all had to be torqued down to 7 foot-pounds. So those are all torqued down. RTV is in the spots where it had to be RTV'd, and everything is done. So going to flip the engine over now and do the oil pan gasket. As far as the oil pan goes, I have a bunch of Allen heads. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's about 15, possibly 16 Allen heads that all have to come off. I have to remove these 14 or so millimeter bolts, I believe, right here in the corners, as well as this, I think it's the oil return for the turbo. Ta-da! Ew. Should be able to take this off now. Ew. That's gross. Ooh. That's really stuck on there. All right, I have the oil pan gasket off. It actually came off really easy. The only thing that was a pain was I had to undo 2 bolts here on this belt tensioner, remove the belt tensioner, and then there's a stud right here I had to loosen up, and this motor mount plate came off. When I took it off, I noticed this is damaged, this little plastic guard, which kind of sucks. Nothing much I can do about that. I'm gonna try to trim it so it doesn't come in contact with this pulley. This engine doesn't have that bad of sludge. I thought it'd be a little worse. But while I'm at it, the rear main seal, I have a new rear main seal for this. So I'm going to change that while I have the oil pan gasket off, because it just makes sense to. Problem is, it's on an engine stand right now. I might be able to get this off without taking it off the engine stand, maybe. If not, then we gotta use the engine hoist, and I'm gonna have Charlie's help. So far, this has been pretty easy. Nothing's been really difficult, nothing's giving me any trouble. Luckily, none of the hardware was corroded where I couldn't take it apart. Hopefully I can get the rest of this done before I have to go home and edit this video, because you guys are gonna be watching it literally the day after I'm done doing this. And it's already like 3 in the afternoon, so I better hurry my butt up. Last one. I think that's the last one. Yeah. All right, I have all the hardware. These guys right here. It was kind of a pain to get to, but I just used a long 10mm wrench and I was able to get to all of them. Ta-da, rear main seal off. Damn, all I can see is my boobs. I'm not purposely trying to only get my boobs in the shot. I just can't help it. The camera zoomed all the way back out, and where I have the tripod set up, I'm not doing it on purpose, I swear. Okay, I'll get this changed. So I have the bottom half of the engine cleaned up, or at least the mating surface for the oil pan gasket. Now what I used to clean it was I actually used brake clean, because essentially I think this stuff is alcohol and acetone. So it has the surface nice and spotless to be able to put silicone RTV in the rear where the rear main seal is. Now unfortunately the sealing surface on the crank back here has a slight groove in it. It's actually, you can't really feel it anymore after now that I cleaned it up. So hopefully it seals. If not, then the V8 swap's gonna have to happen in the sooner.
I'll just let it leak, I don't care.
I'll let you leak. That didn't make any sense. So the hardware that is on the rear main seal, this is all torqued to 7 foot-pounds as well, just like the valve cover gasket. Being that I cannot get a torque wrench on here, I'm going to tighten it by hand, gently, and then once we take this off to do the clutch and put it in the car, I'll retorque these. Right. Okay, now that the rear main seal is on, the engine surface is completely clean using brake clean. I'm going to take some silicone RTV, and then there's 4 points, 2 at the front, 2 in the back, where the rear main seal meets, and then a cover up at the front. I don't know, it's a cover, engine cover. It's right behind the crank pulley. Sorry, I don't know what the name is of that cover. Anyway, there's a cover that comes off behind the crank pulley. I'm gonna put 2 daubs of RTV there, 2 at the back here by the rear main seal, put on the gasket. Valve cover is on, oil pan is on, rear main seal is on. But I didn't have time to do the timing belt and tensioner. I'm gonna have to do that when we go to install the engine on the car. So that way I can at least get this edited tonight and get it uploaded tomorrow, which is right now for you guys. That way you'll have something to watch. I wanted to get it all done, but it's really time consuming filming and doing this at the same time. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and there will definitely be more Audi content coming up soon. Hopefully it'll run and start and drive. So I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye.